Welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Creighton Show. Another exciting show, another exciting guest. Let me tell you what we got to deal with today. We're going to talk with a beautiful young lady who has taken self-limited beliefs and transformed them into a powerful message and definitely that beast mindset. But just imagine, if you will, being able to take today's topics, spiritual healing, like I think it's called Reiki and transformation and all of these universal powers, call it what it is, to help make a difference. And God knows we need somebody that can make a difference. So without further ado, let's welcome Miss Transformation herself, Nuria Bosch, to the show. Nuria, how we doing, baby girl?
Hi, I'm doing very well. Thanks for hosting me today.
Before we get started, I like the accent. Where are you from?
I was born in Barcelona, but I'm in Canada, Vancouver.
So tell me a little bit about the limited beliefs that you had before you started your beast mindset, spiritual awakening to teach people transformation. What was life like for you?
Well, it was just searching outside of me the answers of my life. I was, instead of connecting with myself, going within, I was going outside of myself, always trying to search, to investigate, to go. I've moved around the world. I've lived in several countries, always trying to adapt instead of listening to myself first. So what happened is that I wasn't trusting to myself. I was feeling unworthy. I was feeling disempowered. I wasn't believing in my own success. And what I mean in my own success is I wasn't believing that I was able to transmit strength, to help people to empower themselves whilst keeping my own power. Because I was always taking care of others, helping others, uplifting others, but I was forgetting about myself. So yeah, it's just self-empowerment. I didn't know what was it because I didn't know myself. Yeah.
When you say living outside yourself, give me an example of some moments in your life that it takes a series of events for people to hopefully resonate that there's an issue. I don't want to use a problem. There's an issue.
Yes, an issue.
With yourself, what were some of those recurring, because it's usually a repetitive cycle. So what were some of those recurring cycles that you was dealing with that you then said, you know what, something just ain't right here?
Well, first of all, as I wasn't worth of my own power, on my own value, I was depending on others' approval. So whenever someone was questioning my own value with a comment, or I was feeling triggered, and of course I was wondering. So yes, this is not true, but I was inside of me. I was feeling, oh, but maybe he's right or she's right. So I was really feeling triggered about and depending on others' approval in my life.
Was that your biggest obstacle? Because usually when these things happen, it's usually a series of multiple things. It's usually never not one individual issue. So were there more than just the validation aspect of your journey?
Basically, I think everything comes from that, from self-worth, self-value. Yes, I've got a lot of experience, of course. There's traumas, there's experience, but everything comes from that.
Did you grew up in the Spanish area? What was life growing up for you? Were you deeply rooted? Mother, father, brother and sister, happy family?
Not at all.
Really?
Yes. No. It was not a united family. No. And I guess that this is instability affected me, but it was meant for a reason. So I was always feeling that I was the emotional pillar for everyone. So yeah, it wasn't stable. It was unstable. Yeah.
So in your household, let me get this right. Growing up in your household, you was assigned pretty much a caregiver at a young age for everybody in your household. So what was your mom and dad like?
Well, I think they were quite immature, and so they were lacking lot of self-love and lot of self-approval, and they transmitted me this, so that it was complicated for them. I don't blame them. But yeah, I didn't get the emotional balance that I needed. So I had to find this through the years by myself.
How long did it take you to find the emotional balance or the transformation for yourself?
It takes a lot of time. Okay, but the real transformation came as soon as I came to Vancouver, Canada, when was about 4 years ago. And so from then I started to go deep into the roots of what I needed to transform, through Akashic records and self-knowledge and changing with energy healing. So I was being trained and practicing at the same time. And then, yes, with all like going to retreats, all these kind of things that we do to heal, because finally everything starts when we start to bring awareness to ourselves, to who we truly are. And this happens only when we heal, when we unravel layers and layers and layers and layers of pain. And
you mentioned something. I'm gonna go back a little bit. You mentioned that it became self-aware when you got to Vancouver. When you say self-aware, like what was the trigger? Did somebody say something to you? Did you have an accident? Or were you starting to see repetitive behaviors in yourself?
I was at this moment, I had dedicated 10 years of motherhood. And so I was at this moment that my daughters were getting older, and I really needed to find my own path, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was my mission. I felt a strong need to help others, but I didn't know how. So I was completely lost. And as soon as I started to heal myself and to bring awareness to who I am, then I started to empower myself and to grow and to be able to be myself, to show myself into the world. So, yeah.
How did you know where to start? I
think that, I don't know, it's just intuition. I've always been very intuitive as well. But once I started to do Reiki, I was aware, I was seeing that I was very gifted and that I was downloading messages to my clients as well. And like that, they came like that and they were helping them. So with this recognition, I started to believe more in myself, in my own intuition. So yeah, it was just a call that I felt something within me.
Now, what is Reiki to the individuals who don't know what it is? And the only reason why I'm saying that is because so many people claim to have experience with this, but how do you justify being a certified Reiki instructor or knowledgeable on the product? Exactly what is it? And how did you know that you had this gift?
Because I always felt that people were drawn to me. They were feeling very calm. This is basically. And then I did a training of Reiki through a friend of mine. She taught me, but it was going very fast. I was learning very fast. So Reiki is a technique, a healing technique, energetic technique in which we, the Reiki masters, the Reiki healers, we are opening up our channels to the universal force, to the source, to God, whatever you want to call it. And then we are channels of pure light, and we transmit it through our hands. So we put hands on different energetic centers of the body, of the person, of the individuals, and we just unblock them through our hands without touching. It's not a massage. It's just we move our hands and we move the energy, and we bring healing energy into their bodies. So then at the end, they feel calm, they feel in peace, and so do we.
Did you go through this same experience prior to knowing that you had the gift of being a Reiki master or healer?
I was drawn to, I had been interested in learning Reiki for a long time, but I didn't take the step forward until I did. So yeah, it was something like, because I knew that I had a lot of intuition, that I was able to calm, for example, my daughters or other kids. I worked as a teacher as well for a long time. So I knew that I had a very peaceful energy for other people. So yeah, it just came whenever I was ready to do it.
So you mentioned the things that you was going through in your life prior to taking a part of this particular healing technique. When the healing technique took place, what resonated after that, and how long did you see a change in your own transformation, your own spiritual journey?
Yes. So first of all, I felt that I was uplifted, like I felt much more peaceful, much more open to life. And I started to change my routines. I stopped eating toxic. Well, I have always been eating very healthy, but I became pescatarian right away. No more meat. I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped, I started to, my body was asking me to get healthy routines. Like I started to do meditation every day, to do Reiki to myself, to start the day good, calm, energized at the same time, and self-aware. And yeah, so everything, like it didn't come from one day to another. It was a process of change. I was started to change my own habits, daily habits, and daily routines. And so, yeah,
What was
taking care of, yeah.
What was the most difficult part of this transformation for you? Because this isn't an overnight sensation. I don't want people to just, take your word and say, okay, I'm going to go do Reiki tomorrow or any other transformation method and my life is going to be all better. This was a series of long training, I would presume, right?
Totally. Yes, absolutely. There was this fear of not succeeding, of, this inner narrative that we all have, that this is not a real job, this is not socially accepted, people is not going to take me seriously, even if I know that what I'm doing is very valuable. So there was this inner narrative, this fear of not being able to succeed, even though, good friends of mine told me that I would never be able to succeed. And so, go back to your real job. Yeah.
How do you, let me put it like this, and you're probably right. A lot of people will say that because we live in what is called the game, the system. The system is designed to do certain things. You definitely have gone outside the narrative. But when do you actually know that you're healed from what's being given to you to teach to others? Does that make any sense?
Oh, yes. So it was about maybe 6 months ago. I had done a training of quantum flow, which is a practice that it's blending breath work, energy healing, self-awareness, movement, and everything together. And so as soon as I started to do this practice, which was about a year ago, I did it every single day, and I gained this power. The power of openness, of not being fearful of sharing my voice into the world. And here I am. If you have told me a year ago, Nuria, you are going to talk in a podcast, I would have told you, no way, this is not true. So now I'm here. And this really changed. Of course, it was a process of lot of practice, lot of self-work, lot of self-awareness, and connecting to myself. It's been a hard work, but it is worthy, because now I'm feeling aligned. I'm feeling ready to share my truth to people that probably need it.
When you say, that's something I want to talk about briefly. Sharing your truth. Elaborate on exactly what that means from your standpoint.
So, showing myself to the world with authenticity, integrity, and so that I walk my talk, and with all my heart. There's not agenda behind. I'm here to help people, to bring them awareness, to believe in themselves. They are worthy. Everyone is worthy. Everyone has different gifts, special gifts to share into the world.
Let me go here. You're now qualified. Let's call it what it is. You're now qualified to be a healer, transformation healer. Let's get real. We had COVID and everybody was a coach. Now everybody is being enlightened to be a transformation healer. That's a pretty big word. What kind of person needs transformation healing that you have instilled within yourself? What kind of people need that? And how do you know if you need that type of service?
Whenever you feel like you are not fitting anymore with the life that you've you've got before? Whenever you feel like I need a change, but I don't know where to go, this confusion, this unsettling, like I don't know what's going within myself, but what it used to make me happy, it doesn't make me happy anymore. So whenever we are in this feeling of being trapped, it's not because of our external world. It's because our internal world, it's asking us to transform.
What did you have to let go of in your redesign transformation that was very difficult for you to give up? Because a lot of times it's hard for us to give up something in another aspect of our life to evolve in a completely new life transformation.
Well, I remember that I had to, after being present 24/7 for my daughters for years since they were born, I had to give up some time with them in order to connect to myself and to find back myself. This was the hardest part, right? All the moms, I mean, I've been present with them. I didn't abandon them, but I wasn't as present as before. So, this was the hardest part, because as moms, all the moms in this world, we feel guilty for whatever we do. Or if our kids get sick, or if our kids are unhappy, we are always connected to this feeling, to this frustration. And we always feel guilty for, like, okay, my kid is not happy, so because of me. So this is an unconscious thing that we have, most part of women, mom, into this world. So this was the hardest part for me. And it was just 2.5 years, 3 years maximum, that I was less present. But it was worthy, I think.
What about your significant other? What was his take on the transformation that you was going through? How did he interact? Did he interact? Did he not act? How did that resonate in your personal relationship?
Well, the beginning was difficult because obviously I needed a transformation, and without his help, I wasn't able to do that. So he had to be more present for our daughters. He took my place a little bit, and whenever so he just saw that I needed a change, and he respected that. But obviously it was complicated because I needed more time for myself and for our relationship. It was a tough path that then we have reconciled together, and we have he's been very compassionate with me, but at the same time, obviously, it was difficult for him.
Now,
so yeah,
has he taken part of the transformation of the power of the Reiki healing, of the all the other transformation tools that you have? Because to me, if he went that far to reconciliate with you, to be patient as you go through this transformation, how far has he gone into the transformation portal with you?
He's been there. And I have to say that he's completely different than me. He's not as spiritual as me. No way. He's the opposite. But he's been very respectful. Very. And it's been a help for me, because it's always good to feel grounded and to feel that, okay, I have his back there. But what has created more ripple effect in the situation, the family life, let's say like that, it's my inner transformation.
You mentioned a word here, grounded. Some people say when you go through a transformation sequence of your life, you do it better with a person that's on the same path that you're going. That way you become grounded together. But you said you're grounded, but he is different, but he's supportive. How do you manage to work the two together where it keeps you grounded?
I mean, we don't need anybody to be grounded. We just need to ground ourselves. It's our own responsibility. We all have to take responsibility of our own lives. We are not half person and the other is the other half. First of all, it's very important to take responsibility on our lives. Same when we start a healing journey. As a coach that I am, if it's the first thing that I say to my clients is, are you ready for a transformation? What is your intention? I am not going to heal you. You are going to heal yourself. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be beside you. I'm going to guide you. But it's you who is going to heal yourself.
When you're dealing with people, what is the first operation procedure that you have to deal with when people come to you for a transformation? It's because I'm pretty sure it's different with every individual, but is there a standard protocol that people follow to get the benefits or to start the journey?
Well, first of all, it's very important. We do a discovery call, and I see if there's, if I explain them about what I can offer. They tell me what is their problem. First of all, they tell me what is their problem, what do they need, what they expect from me, and I tell them what can I offer them. And the most important is their intention. And if there is feeling as well, because if there's no feeling, if there's no agreement, if there's no collaboration, because we are doing this together, we cannot work together. Maybe they need another person.
Is that because the energy frequency is not the same? Maybe that person has more negative, or it's not grounding you correctly. Like what would be the reason? Because to me, you're educating me because I have no idea. So I'm thinking to myself, if I'm coming to you to be grounded, you specialize in this because you're a transformation healer. But I'm thinking to myself, you just said something. Why would that person not? Why would I put that? If I have the powers to transform somebody, what would make them not compatible for me? Is what I'm saying. If I have the ability to transform them, why would they not be able to get what you just said?
Well, if they want just a fast processes, like with a session, I'm healed. No. So it's not like taking a pill. It takes time. And then the intention of taking responsibility of their own process. It's not a passive thing. I'm not there to heal them. I'm there to go with them through this process, to help them to feel empowered, to free them from their own hustles. And if they have negative energy, I don't like to say that. I like to say more like lower frequencies or higher frequencies. I have to be honest with you. Me too. I go through lower frequencies But whenever I go through lower frequencies, I have learned to catch them up and to bring them to my awareness and say, okay, Nuria, you are feeling this. Okay. Just breathe a little bit. And I know some techniques to come back to myself and higher my frequencies. So I'm there to help them to do the same as well. It's not a question of a type of person. It's the intention of the person. If they are open to receive guidance, and if they are open to be proactive in their own healing. And then maybe it's not only me that decides, it's also them. Maybe they feel that this doesn't work for them or that I'm not the right person for them, but oh yes. But it's a mutual agreement. Definitely.
Since you've been doing this, what's been the three biggest hurdles that you had to overcome with people when they come to you? Like, we know with your own self, it was the validation, but you helped other people. What are the three problematic issues that you've dealt with individuals?
Well, lack of respect. So there are some people that they believe that we are there to serve them, and so I have felt a bit like they don't respect my request if they contact me. If I tell them to contact me through email, they don't do it. They call me directly. Just a question of boundaries. There are some people that I believe that they go through a lot, and they go through a lot of heaviness, and I'm really sorry for them. But when there is no respect, it's complicated for me because I can see the pain that they are going through. But if there is no respect, it's not possible. I cannot help them.
But is that able to be helped? Because if, let's say, for instance, that person's handicap feature is not having the capabilities to understand the word boundaries and respect.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah. I think that
be able to help them to say, look, this is your issue. This is what we need to work on. But you said that's a big problem for people to overcome.
Well, maybe I'm not the right person. Maybe I should send them to another person, like a counselor. I'm not a counselor. I'm a coach. I'm a transformational coach. I'm not a counselor. I don't have the the capacity to counsel people. I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. So some people, maybe they need to go to a counselor instead of a coach.
Makes perfect sense. So since you have transformed yourself, I'm trying to say this the right way. How are you feeling now?
Amazing.
I don't think a lot of people ask that question. You transformed yourself. So how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling great. Look, yesterday it was my birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I turned 48 and I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling expanding with my heart open, ready to thrive, ready to be there for the people, to serve the people, to help them to believe in themselves. I'm feeling strong, alive. I'm feeling amazing. That's why I want people to go through that.
Wow. Now, my question here before we wrap up, a lot of people, you said something, let's go back. You said something about a lot of people will say that's not a job. That's not true healing. That's not this. What's your take on this? Because in order to surrender yourself to the transformation, you had to believe that there was something greater for yourself, so to speak, if I'm saying the right words. What's your take on that to people that say, you know what, that's hogwash?
Well, maybe they still need some time, because things come at the right time. As I have told you, I was always drawn to spirituality and to Reiki and to other techniques, and as much as you can, because I have so many gifts right now, but I wasn't ready to be serious with it. So, to live from it, to become my mission, my path. And so if there's people that are doubting, it means that it's not the right moment. Never force anyone. Never. It has to be, it has to come from inside. And as you have said very well, I was believing that there was something greater waiting for me. I was having this faith. Always.
Now, what are some of the other gifts? Thank you for the download. The other gifts that you've been given that has completely changed your life and your transformation. We know about the Ricky, but what are some of the other things that you've gotten that you now are willing to give to other people?
Okay, so yeah, I'm doing Akashic Records readings, which is I connect to the source, and I channel messages that people need to hear at the present moment. The Akashic Records is where where are all our stored information from other past lives, from our soul, in fact. And so through the Akashic Records, we can detect blockages from other past lives and heal them through energy healing. This is the most spiritual gift that I have. Okay, so through this technique, which is connecting to source, basically, I help the individual to connect with their true selves, to their intuition. Then I do quantum flow, which, as I have told you, is a blend of between movement, breathwork, energy healing, intention, and self-awareness. And this has liberated me from the struggles to go out to the outside world. As well, I'm an art therapist. I'm not applying this yet in my coaching, but I am able to do this. And then basically, now I'm sharing all my experience, through podcast, through events, and, basically, right now I'm on this. But yes, I mean, I'm a yoga teacher. Besides this, I'm a breathwork facilitator. I'm an educator. I've been in education for 10 years. Yeah.
I don't think I want to know. Let me rephrase this.
Yes.
I think if somebody want to know about their past life, I don't think I want to know that I might have drowned. I don't think I don't want to know that I might have gotten stabbed or my head cut off
Yeah.
In a past life. So, how beneficial is it to have access to those records and then tell me about it? I mean, that would, like, I had knee surgery. Okay, I can go online and see what a knee replacement surgery looks like, and be like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. When somebody's coming to you to know about their past life, what are the responses when you give it to them? Like, is there after treatment with them where they go, you know what, I may not should have known that because now my life is really fucked up.
Oh, no, no, no. It's not like that. It's not going like that. It's not like I go to the restaurant and I want this, 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 this. No, 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 no. It's what the higher self, my higher self, the source is transmitting to me that they need to listen. And it's always in a kind way. It's always with a very uplifting energy. There's nothing harmful on that and nothing to be scared of. And it's always something that it's going to help them to understand themselves. For example, if in another past life, you had a traumatic experience, that affected, to this part of your body, like your head was cut, okay? So maybe since this past life, so you have to heal this energetic center, which is the throat, which is the capacity to express yourself in the best possible way. Personally, I discovered that I had got other past lives and traumas that affected me this. And now in this past life, I have to heal this and share my truth. And
So
since I
wait a
have
minute.
been doing,
In a
yes,
past life, you got your head severed. Did I get that right?
no, it's not my case. It's not my case.
Okay.
But yeah.
This is deep. I'm gonna ask another question.
Yes.
How do you know? I'm just asking what I think people would ask.
Yeah.
How do you know that the information that you're getting is from the right source?
Because I feel a peaceful feeling. My body is feeling it. It's very, and I don't have control on my thoughts. I don't really have thoughts. I have images. I have messages that are coming through, but I don't have consciousness. My consciousness is not there. I cannot have a conscious conversation with the other person. I'm not thinking what I'm saying. I'm not thinking what I'm transmitting. I'm just channeling.
So something or some type of energy form takes over your senses, so to speak, and channels brainwaves or magnetic brainwaves into your body, and these create images. Did I get that right?
Yes, it can create images or sensations or feelings or knowings, that it's message. It can come through, depending. If you are clairvoyant, you will see more images. I'm less clairvoyant. I'm more conscious and clear cognitive. So it depends on the person. Sometimes I have images. Sometimes I see colors. Sometimes I just have sensations in my body that are telling me, and I'm able to interpret this like that very fast. It's coming very fast. I don't have time to reflect on what I'm saying. And it's like Reiki, in fact. I mean, Akashic Records is the connection with the source, but it's coming very deeply strong. Reiki is just a transmission of the energy of the source with the hands. But Akashic Records is messages, is concrete things that are coming through my vessel.
Wow. Before you give out any more information, first of all, let me say thank you for coming on and educating me and the listeners with your story. I think I can sit here and talk forever, but we don't have forever. But they can reach out to you to know more about your services and more about the records, the Reiki healing, and so forth. How can they do that? How can they reach out to you?
Yes, of course. So you can reach out to me at nuriabosch.me. So it's NURIABOSCH.me. You go to my website and you can contact me through my website as well.
Nadia, thank you so much for coming on and sharing such great information about the records, about the Reiki, about your story. Guys, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and follow. All it takes is the click of one button to change somebody's life and even make a difference of your own life. This has been another, and I do mean another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Creighton Show.